Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to draw the Celtic Shield Knot. The Celtic Shield Knot, as its name suggests, was a symbol of protection, and soldiers would often carry that into battle as a protection, and sometimes it would be in the form of like a banner that would be placed on the battlefield. It can also represent eternal love, unity, and loyalty between friends, family, and lovers. You'll notice with the knot, it has one continuous loop that goes all throughout, representing that the feelings have no end. And you're also going to notice that it has basically 4 distinct corners of designs, and that is just a trait that's associated with shield knots in general. Now, there are a lot of different shield knot designs out there. This is just one that I like particularly. So without further ado, let's get started. I always start off Celtic knots by doing a grid pattern. So I'm going to start with this dot here in the center, and I'm going to do 3 dots out, 3 dots out that way, and 3 dots either direction, and this is going to form the basis of my grid. Now, it's always nice to just draw out what your grid is going to be, and you're noticing I'm doing this on graph paper, partly because graph paper is really easy to work with and keep things organized. You can do this on basically any kind of paper, and especially if you're doing a final design, you're going to want to do it on something more clean. Now, based on the design that we had over here, it has a little internal plus sign. So I'm going to draw guidelines here like this. And one other really interesting thing about it is, as far as the kind of drawing lines in, you're also going to notice that it's essentially going to curve in, like up in here, it's going to curve around like this. So I'm actually going to draw a couple guidelines here like that, like that, like that, like that. And that is a terrible one. Cool. So now that I've got the basis, I'm just going to switch over to a regular pen because I like pens a little bit better. And normally when you're doing these kinds of designs, you're going to be doing a lot of just crisscrossing all over the place. But for this one, I'm going to start here. And you notice I've got the dots drawn in there. I'm going the inside to the inside. Just going to do that like that. And I'm going to do that same design on all 4 parts at once. And it's really nice to just work on everything in stages like this. So this way it keeps you from just getting a little bit kind of confused with where you're supposed to be. Like so. Now, you're also going to notice that the inside here, it came together like so. So I'm just going to draw that in like that. Draw it in here like so, and connect like that. And normally when I'm doing my designs, I'll have various other bits in there. But for this one, because it's continuing straight through, I'm going to draw a guideline here like that. Then I'm going to draw one here like this. I'm going to draw right here like that. And continue all the way around. And so now I have the start of my major threads are all going that way. Well, you remember how I had that line right there? That's because there's going to be a curve right in here, but I can still draw my other threads, weaves like so. And here's the important thing. So you notice how with this one, it'll come under here, and then, so this is an over, so then it'll come under here, and then it would go over that thread. That's the whole idea behind the weave. You want to have the threads alternating under and over. It keeps the design all cool. Like so. And then one more section right here. Now I come in like so. And at this time, because I've still got that stuff to worry about on the inside, I'm just going to fill this curve in now. And then I'm going to fill that dot in. And I'll just draw these guys in like so. And by itself, this is a cool design, but naturally it is not even close to being done. And so for the shield knot, because I know it's going to have essentially 4 distinct ends, I'm going to take these parts and I'm actually going to extend them up, and 3 blocks is a good length. So I'm going to extend that up there like that, and then I'm just going to do that over on this side and down here, and then over here. And one thing that a lot of people think when it comes to drawing knots is you kind of want to draw all of the stuff at the same time. Not necessarily with this one, because there's just a lot of little pieces. And the thing about doing this kind of knot is you're trying to create a specific shape. So you want it to actually be correct. Well, there's a couple things that are going to happen. So first, on this one, we've got this thread, it's going under here. So when this one loops back around, it's going to be an under. So I can actually draw this one in completely like so. But then because I'm doing the same thing on the different corners, I'm going to do this one over here like so. Then draw in the loop here like that. Down here, I'm going to do this one over to here and connect it like that. And then this one, I'm going to connect it here and draw it like that. Then the next part that I'm going to do is actually not going to be this. I'm going to draw the little loop right in here because it'll give us an idea of how far out we need to go with our other bit. So again, I'm just going to use a single block width here. So I'm going to do that there. Then, not this one, this one. It's very easy to get confused of what you're doing. So again, this is another reason why we're taking our time and just doing each piece separate rather than trying to get ahead of ourselves and rush things. Now we got that. And then the last part, we know that this one's going to come under and it's just going to loop all the way around. So I'm going to take and just going to start here. And I'm going to loop up like so. And then I'm going to freestyle it to come down here like that. And then connect it in about right here. Like so. connect in there. And at this point, we now have one completed corner. And so you see, it'll come in like this, come down around, loop like that. And then we just have to finish it up for the rest. Now, if you're doing this on a computer, you can be a lot more exact, a lot more precise. I like sometimes just having a little bit more fun with the freestyle thing. So I don't mind drawing it out just by hand. And I also really like the shield knot in general. It's just a really cool design. It's a really cool idea. I've always liked symbols that are associated with either strength or protection, and this guy includes both. So now we come to there. Now at this point, you have a completed knot, and you can kind of do whatever you want with it. I actually like to color mine in, and another thing that a lot of people like to do is they'll put a ring around the entire thing. So, you know what? Why not? I'm just going to use that end there. I'm going to curve around, come up to here. Yeah, just going to kind of freestyle a circle. Why not? If it looks cool, do it. That's one of the cool things about art. If it looks cool, then you've got that kind of right to do. So then I'm going to come in here like this and just continue to draw the circle all the way around, like here. And then connect it back in right here. And so now we have our completed shield knot design. And like I said, some people like to color this one in. So one really cool thing that you can do is just on the inside part here, you can fill this in. What this does is it gets rid of the little pencil marks that we've already added initially. Helps the knot to stand out a lot better. And I actually like that. Some people prefer having the white space in there. That is perfectly fine. But again, this is art, so everyone is going to have their preference, and this preference happens to be mine. I also like to fill in all of these dots in general. It just makes the whole thing have a little bit neater of an appearance. And again, we're almost done. Naturally, if you're doing this as a final product, you'd want to be quite a bit neater. I am doing it a little bit faster due to the fact that this is a single YouTube video. And naturally, there is only so long that I can do stuff and people will watch it. That being said, I do have a lot of other videos on my channel doing Celtic knot designs with shorts. It's nice because I can just stop the camera and take little snapshots of a lot of these designs, so it looks sometimes a little bit cleaner, some of my ones. But here, since you're trying to learn how to do your own, I figured that I would show the entire video and let you see everything. So now you can see that with this last little bit to fill in here, this would be what the design looks like if I just had no ring around it. And it's pretty good, but it does have those little gaps right in there. And so by having the ring on the outside, helps to bring that all in and eliminate these extra little parts. So I'm just going to go ahead, fill those in, and you can see already that it really does make that stuff stand out quite a bit more. And then of course I'll come in on the outside part, fill in here. Again, trying to do it kind of quickly. And you'll notice I'm just using a basic pen. I'm not doing anything too crazy. These suckers are just like a couple bucks, but they're great for drawing. They've got great, ink release and nice smooth lines, good solid color. Yeah, I'm kind of picky about pens, not only for drawing but also for writing. I prefer good pens that have good kind of matte ink, kind of like this. So cool. And so there we go with our finished design. So like I said, this is a fun knot. It represents the protection, strength, and unity, and I just really like it. So thank you so much for sticking around. If you enjoyed this, then please give this video a like, and please drop a comment on what kind of knots you would like to see next. Also, any subscribes, I always appreciate them. Otherwise, take care and happy creating.